And finally, let's talk about actually deploying a server, because there's some homework to be done when you deploy a new server in your company. And number one, do the math. Okay, figure out what it's going to cost you. You're going to buy or you're going to lease the server. Are you going to be looking at a brand new server? You're going to be looking at possibly a refurbished server. So line up all the capital expenses of that server purchase. Okay, and when you're doing your capital expenditures, think about these things. You know, what's the upfront outlay? What's it going to cost me right up front? But then what is things like ongoing maintenance and service contracts going to cost me as well? Is it more cost effective to lease or buy the machine? And how much power do you currently have right now? Do you need to spend money on upgrading power? You're going to need things like an uninterruptible power supply for this server, special cabling for the server. What are you going to need to physically secure that server? You're going to need to you're going to buy a rack. You're going to need to dedicate some space to it. Make sure that that you do have a safe place to put your server, because once that's the heartbeat of your IT system, your computer system, is that server. Those servers are the heartbeat, the lungs of the network. How many employees? Think about how many employees are actually going to be using this server, and that's going to help your system integrator, your VAR, your sales representative kind of help walk you through the process of purchasing a server. How will devices such as printers, scanners, storage appliances all connect to that server? Keep that in mind. As far as maintenance, who's going to be responsible for maintaining the service? Do you have somebody there, an IT person? Do you have it outsourced? Do you have somebody you need to call? So figure out who's going to be responsible for that. Can anybody in-house maybe just take care of the, simple routine things like making sure backups run properly and all that. So make sure that. Which part of your business processes can be automated and will change, and what things might change if you have a server. So take that into mind. What kind of effect will a server have on your staff? Will you have to train employees how to use the server, or how to use the new applications that's going to be run on the server? How much time and money is going to be needed to implement the server? That's another big area as well. What data may have to be transferred over to the server of the new applications, and what will that cost, and what will that entail for you? So you need to know that as going into making that decision when you're trying to deploy that server. And finally, I was talking about special requirements of your server. As I said, there's a never-ending list of stuff headed our way. There's HIPAA, there's Sarbanes-Oxley, there's the thing about archiving email and the federal rules of civil procedure, all that sort of thing. So there's certain requirements your business have to have that server is going to require, as far as security and compliance issues and all that. So that may be an additional software purchase or hardware purchase, or even both. And then you have to consider how well the new server may work with existing servers and equipment there at your business. Is the software for the new system compatible with everything that you're doing? These are all things that your IT professional should sit down there and discuss with you, so that you make the experience of purchasing your server as pleasant as possible, as productive as possible, and in a frugal fashion, which, frugality simply means to get the most value for your money. Doesn't mean you buy the cheapest thing out there. Doesn't mean you buy the most expensive. You buy the right equipment to do the job, and you do it at a fair and reasonable price. And that's what I'm devoted to as your FrugalTech, making sure that you get the most value for your money.